And we are live. Welcome to the McCaffrey Crafts live stream. Let me go live now on Instagram as well. And sure, we'll try TikTok too. Why not? Okay, and we're live. Welcome to the weekly videos that I do. Every week on a Friday, I make myself available to you guys in the stick community where I answer your questions. We can talk about Irish culture. We can talk about the sticks that I make. Might hold one or two here, so you guys can check out the sticks. And yeah, I'm quite happy to tell you guys, give you an update as well of what I'm working on. So right now I'm streaming on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, and Facebook at the same time. So I'll try to keep an eye on all the messages that are coming through. But usually, like, there's only about 20, 30 people on each platform looking. So if you don't know who I am Francis McCaffrey. I am a fifth generation blackthorn stick maker. My job is making these sticks. It is my full time job. I make walking sticks and walking aids, and I use a blackthorn wood, which is a very famous wood from Ireland. And I'm available every Friday to answer any questions that you have in relation to stick making, in relation to different things as well. Um, the guy of the awesome walking stick says Luther on Instagram. Thanks very much. I appreciate that. I won't be asking anyone to join me on TikTok because I'm on four platforms at the moment as well. So let's see now. Steve Kelly over on YouTube has a message. He says, "Hey Francis, good evening. I missed your live the last few weeks. I was in hospital." So Steve Kelly is a regular on the live stream, and I hope everything's okay with your surgery. And what kind of surgery was it? If you don't mind asking, let's hope let's everyone wish Steve a good recovery. And thanks for watching me over on Facebook as well. Let's keep an eye on all of these things that kind of come through. Okay. So Rodney over on Facebook, he says, "Good day, Francis. Good evening to you, Rodney. Hope everything is okay with you and in your life." James Coleman, another regular on YouTube, says they're an ancient, like 200-year-old blackthorn trees in Ireland. They're not really too ancient. The blackthorn bushes are usually like 50 to 100 years old. Usually, like, blackthorn isn't like a big tree or forest. It can grow to be a tree, but usually it was used for hedging, and you'd find it a lot around farmland and around fields and boreens and different things as like that. Do you make anything else out of blackthorn? Well, James, I make swagger sticks. I make, these kind of smaller shillelaghs. I make the big ones as well. So it's a nice little strap here. Go around your hands. You can be, you know, a nice little Irish cosplay, if that is something that you are interested in as well. Let's see now. Do I have any more messages? If I miss any of your messages, let's see now. So let me just kind of keep an eye on all these things coming through. Okay, let me just make sure I've Okay, and Yap van Schlack says, first time watching, great to see you live. Thank you, appreciate it, man. Yeah, like it's just kind of an impromptu thing I kind of do every Friday. I usually just kind of ad lib. I just come on here, I tell people what I'm working on, I answer any questions that I can, and yeah, like they usually go well. And I have a lot of these nice little sticks that I can kind of showcase today. I'll leave them hanging here for a while so you guys can enjoy them. How many sticks can a man have, like, as well? So I do have plenty of these sticks for sale. You go to McCaffreycrafts.com, buy my sticks. It's one of my little taglines as well. And Tim says, good evening to Francis and to Frank. I appreciate you Tim, as well. Um, so anyway, this week I had been working on a lot of blackthorn walking sticks. They are all up on my website. I just added 20 new sticks. I will be adding some more of these shorter shillelaghs in the next few days, and I have a lot of actually of hazel and chestnut, which will be going up during the week as well. So I do appreciate that. One second, let me just check a few of these things. Sorry, guys, but I'm just streaming on a few different platforms. So if I do miss any of your comments, it's on me as well. My dad is on Facebook, or sorry, YouTube, says hello. And Mary Miles is on YouTube as well. Thanks for joining the live stream over on YouTube. And yeah, I have an interview coming up as well with a lady in Dubai. So that's on the 14th of May. So someone's going to do a podcast with me. So it'll be one of my first podcasts. We have Stevo 1870 says, how long do you have to dry the sticks out for when they are first cut to finishing them off? Stevo, usually you wait about 3 years because you have to wait until the wood seasons. Like when you cut a fresh piece of wood, you cannot start working on it straight away. You have to wait 2 to 3 years. Like usually, like for these thick handles, like you would have to wait, about 3 years as well. And yeah, you see, when you're working with a dense, heavy wood like blackthorn, you have to give it that time. You have to give it that patience. Blackthorn is a bit of a tricky wood to work with. It's not like a hazel or a chestnut or some of these other woods as well. It can be particularly annoying. So you do have to give it the time and patience with stick making. Which no new guy listens to me. Everyone thinks they can do it. Everyone starts making sticks, and I don't understand. If you want to get into stick making, you literally have to wait 2 to 3 years. You cut your wood, you let it season, and then you start working on it. But like most guys who get interested in stick making, it's usually they want to start working on things straight away. They don't have the patience, and then they usually give up after about 6 months. It's kind of like the cycle. Frank is saying hello to Mary on as well. And Matthew Reynolds says, what type of black paint and which type of varnish in particular do you use? Cheers. It just depends, Matt. Like I use several different paints and several different finishes and several different things. It depends on the look that I want to go. Usually when you combine black paint, you usually want to use like some kind of like gloss varnish, something to make it like really kind of pop. Especially you have a lot of the knuckles and thorns on the stick. Usually, like you definitely want to have like a dark shaft with loads of knuckles and thorns. They seem to look a bit better when you have it black over a natural finish. Sometimes if you're using a natural finish, you might go for satin finish, you might go for gloss finish. I'd stay away from the matte finishes on walking sticks as well. And there are so many different great black paints out there and loads of different finishes. Some people like to use Danish oil, which is mixed with varnish and quite hard. Some uses teak oil and linseed oil. Really nice on bare wood to really make the grain pop, but not as durable. Some people they like to use polyurethane as well. I'm not a big fan of using polyurethane, but I know a lot of guys do it. Some use yacht varnish, some use different furniture varnishes. Usually, like you kind of mix your own finishes to get something that you want, and you can mix a few things together. You have, there's water-based finishes, there's cellulose-based finishes. There's quite a lot of things that you have to be aware of when finishing your stick. So I hope that gives you some insight. But literally, like talking about finishes and paints, you could talk about that for hours, but it's not the most exciting thing for people to talk about. Let's see. Hort111 in Instagram says, the blackthorn would you use? Where do you find it? Buy it, grow it. Is it grown in the US? I cut my own woods myself, and also I have three guys who cut it for me, all in Ireland. This is Irish wood made in Ireland by Irish hands. The wood grows out of Irish soil. You cannot get a more authentic product than a McCaffrey Crafts blackthorn. So yeah, it's all done in Ireland. So Heart111, if you go like look through my catalog, if you look through my YouTube, I've got like 1,100 videos from the past like 10 years on YouTube. You can see me cutting it. You can see me do all different things as well. I'm kind of an OG of the internet space. I've been around online for many of years. I've done many interviews, many different things. So you just search me, and you're literally going to find quite a lot of information about me. Okay, over on Facebook, let's see now. Catch up with some of these messages. John Wheatley says, top of the evening to the One Nook Stick Maker from Mario Whitley and John Whitley from Louisville, Kentucky. We love our stick. It's Kentucky Derby weekend. Today, the fillies are running in Kentucky Oaks. Everyone wears pink for cancer awareness. Got my pink on for you, Francis, as well. So thank you so much. I really do appreciate that, Mary. As you guys have known, if you've been kind of watching this channel, last year at the very end of this year in December, I went to the doctor with a swollen testicle, and the doctor said, "Oh no, you're in trouble. I had to go and get it chopped off because it was cancerous. I had testicular cancer in my testicle, so I am now a one nut uniballer stick maker. And again, look what I'm achieving with one ball. Like all you guys that have two out there, but the jokes have been endless. The kids, especially my son, he has so many jokes about it. Sometimes if I say "ah me nuts," he says, "Sorry, Dad, you have to use the singular version." So I talk about it every now and again, and I usually do it with a sense of humor and stuff because, like, it creates more awareness, and people are usually a bit weird. Like sometimes I'll say, like, I had an operation surgery, and people are, "Oh, what did you have? What you know?" Thinking of something, and I goes, "Oh, I had one of my testicles removed because it was cancer," and usually they have a little meltdown about it, but it's like a 95% to 99% survival rate. Most people who get diagnosed with testicular cancer survive. It's a very awkward process. Healthcare in Ireland is piss poor. It's not great at all. And yeah, it's one of those things. If you guys want to talk about that, I can talk to it at length as well. Let's see. Forge FM says, my cousin had five kids after losing one, hopping a fence in his youth. Yeah, man, I've almost lost a nut so many times jumping over a fence. Sometimes like there's barbed wire and you're jumping over the barbed wire. If the barb catches you in the testicle and rips, oh, yeah, it's I've had so many nut injuries over the year as well. That's why my nut took such a beating as well. But anyway, guys, I'm sure you guys don't want to talk about my testicles for the whole stream. I think we have more important things to talk about as well. And again, look, I have only one testicle, and I have to work every day making things in this shape. So it is kind of ironic as well. Um, are you a cigar fan? I tried cigars. That's really funny you asked the Forge FM. Um, I bought some Upman and Cohibas, and I thought I'm a cigar fan, but I just don't like them. I tried smoking cigars. I always thought I'm a cigar type of person, and I bought some cigars, and they're pricey. And I did it. I bought some cigars from this Dublin, and they're pricey enough. Like it's €50 to €100 per cigar, and I said, right, I'll buy some good ones and see if I like them. And I just didn't. I was I was puffing on them, and I didn't really enjoy them. But if there's some kind of cigar that's a bit smoother, I just don't really like the strong tobacco type of flavor. I was expecting it to be like a bit different or something like that, but I don't know. Maybe I just need more practice or to bin. So I did have a Cohiba and I had an Upman cigar, and but I thought I'd be a cigar guy, but I guess I'm not. No, because I did read that if you do smoke some tobacco and some things like in cigars and stuff, it can boost your testosterone a bit. And given I am a uni baller, I was always researching things like that. Let's see now. I'll catch up with the comments. Let's. How do you get your stick so straight? Over from Mr. Rossi on TikTok. Usually I use vices and I use car jacks and I use really strong things. So you have to heat up the wood first to bend it. You see, with straightening a stick, you have to wait until it's fully seasoned because if you start trying to straighten a piece of green wood, it usually doesn't work too well because it'll warp back. So wait until it's fully seasoned after 2 to 3 years. Heat up the wood. With blackthorn, use a heat gun or use something like that. Do not use steam on blackthorn because it's such a dense, heavy wood. The last thing you want to do is put moisture back into the wood. You can use steam to bend other woods, that are less problematic to work with, but I hope that helps. I have some videos on my YouTube. If you look for Francis McCaffrey, Doc's my name. You guys can check that out as well. Forge FM said acid blonde. Let's see. She was acid blondely are a nice one and a budget one, nice and light. $5 to $6 in Michigan as well. Yeah, maybe I should have gone for the cheaper ones. I just want something that's like kind of smooth and has kind of like I was expecting like a woody taste or something a bit oaky or I don't know. I just want something that's a bit kind of smoother and just have that more of a kind of flavor in your mouth. But I'm not really much of a drinker or a smoker. Like I can fake drinking where I can go out and try to drink a few and if I'm in a social setting, but it's not something that I actually enjoy at all and never really was mad into drinking. Anthony Eastwood says, Francis, my main man, hope you're well from your favorite customer. Thanks very much, Anthony, man. Appreciate the regards. Gregory Jones, he says, let's see now. Some fantastic sticks you just put up. I'm looking forward to my latest beast. Yes, Gregory got a 1.6 kg stick for me, which is quite a big one as well. Joe Grant says hi, Francis, as well. Paul Yurkin Jr. says, as long as you're good, that's all that matters. Exactly. Yeah, I'm perfectly fine now. Back to full fitness. Making sticks. I'm perfectly like okay now, and thank you for all the kind of warm wishes and stuff as well. I have my first major checkup at the end of June, where they're checked to see if there's any coming back of it and all that stuff. But yeah, I doubt it will be. Same thing there. Francis Uniballer undescended on my part. Yes, you mentioned that there before, Rodney, as well. So I'm happy to be part of this elite group. As well. Let's see now. Ben Martin says, try which he's recommending a Candela cigar, milder, and with my one nut. Okay, Ben, I actually will. What's that? Candela cigar. I will attempt to try to have a guitar as well. Acid Blondie is all of that. I'm actually, yeah, I need to write these down. Probably needs to wait. Let me have this as well, because like these streams just kind of go and go. So Acid Blondie was one cigar I should have, and the other guy is saying I should try what is it, Candela. All right. If I can get them in Ireland or get them online, I'll do it. If you guys want to send me cigars, I'll try to smoke them on stream. You can laugh at me coughing as well. I used to drink on stream. Do you guys remember that? Any of the OGs of the channel when I was drinking that moonshine? uh, but I kind of was I didn't want to get banned and stuff on these platforms, but yeah, I used to do a bit of drinking on the streams as well and do a shot. Remember, a new person would join the stream and I would do a shot each time. But yeah, that's probably not the best way to go with some of these streams. Let's see. Steve Kelly got my dad a nice pipe at Peterson's, I think in Dublin. Try pipes as well. Yeah, I'll check that out. Yeah, there's only one. I think it's like what's there's one main company in Dublin that does all the cigars and stuff. I can't remember the name, but yeah, I must definitely check that out as well. Let's see now. Derek Murphy says the woods around cows, Underwood. Sorry, I had to as well. Very good. And let's see. Yes, Acid Cuba Cuba you might like. Okay, I'll try that cigar. Acid Cuba Cuba. Okay, I'll try a few of them as well. Do you buy any Japanese saws? Yeah, like I've looked at them before, like the Japanese silky saws, and there's kind of like rectangle saws that you kind of hold with your hand and go back and forth. I must get a few of them as well, but I'm quite happy with the saws I have. I've been using them for a few years as well. I'm one of these guys. I just kind of like keep things simple, and the few tools I have, I'm quite happy with as well. Let's see now. John Elliott, tell me in your opinions the reasons for sealing the ends of the black drawn, as I've seen a post midweek disputing this. There's always post disputing everything online with these woodworms and experts and stuff. Like it's like whatever. If I say black, someone says white. If I say seals the ends, they'll do it. So just like John, it's yourself, like whatever people say, like there's always a few woodworms, the woodworking nerds that will come and say, oh, you shouldn't do as well. So okay, the reason for sealing the ends is very simple answer, John. It's to try to prevent it from cracking and the cracks to run. Usually you can cut the sticks extra long, allowing for the cracks, because the cracks will only go so far. So if you cut them like the handle a bit longer and the bottom longer, so sealing has one function, John, as you probably know, and who's disputing like you should be sealing the ends and stuff. Sealing does help during the seasoning process, as you probably know, John, as well. Uh, it's just it's just to seal the wood and they season a bit better and they split less. So whenever you seal the ends, it's fine. If you cut it really long too, you can allow for the cracks and it still seasons okay. So one or the other is usually okay on that. So yeah, there you have that as well. Let's see now. And the Japanese Ryoba saw has two sides and a saw blade. Yes, that's the rectangular one. That's pretty good. I agree. Yeah, that's a good one as well to have. Let me see now. Make sure I haven't missed any comments. Let me just check through a few of. I think you're all right. I'm up to date with the TikTok. So Anthony Eastwood on Facebook says the Cigar Emporium is called it on Grafton Street. Yeah, like I remember when I was in South Africa. I went into like one of those. I was what was the name? It begins with a P. Some 5-star hotel in Neisner area, and you can go into this room and like they have this cigar smoking room, and they just pump in the air into it. And I remember I did smoke a little bit there, and but I was so drunk and hammered I can barely remember it. Back when I was a young man and enjoying life. And I was like, I had Wolverine like rejuvenation. Like you could go out. A lot of you guys remember that. Do you remember back in your 20s when you can just like recover really quickly from nights out and different things like that? Okay. Woodcrafts has a Ryobi saw on sale for $15 as well. Thanks for the referral there, James. I must check that out. If you see a cheap tool and you can use it, always go for it as well. That's my dad has so many tools in his shed that he can use as well. Okay, so keep the questions coming now. Let's see now. Check on Instagram. Okay, let's check on TikTok now as well. Am I up? Yeah, there's no questions there. Okay, on Facebook, I have a question. Cracks and knobs all getting too much for me, Francis, as well. Yes. Yes, there's a lot of funny terminology within stick making and a lot of double meanings and a lot of kind of funny things like that. So it is funny. Andre on TikTok says, hello, hello. Andre, was it Maskalu? Maskalu? I hope I pronounced that correct. I hope that's okay. Let's see. Did you get the ears moved as well? What's the reference to that, John? I can't remember. What did you get the ears moved? Um, let's see, my ears. Okay, to explain that to me, man. I'm a bit dumb today, so I can't remember what's that in relation to. Joe says he went on YouTube. Says he went fishing there and had no luck catching anything. At least it was peaceful. Yes, every man wants peace. There you go. There's some free advice to anyone listening. Like if you can provide peace to your man, you're going to keep him forever. That's the one thing that most guys want, because you got to remember, like work is stressful and you're dealing with different situations. And when you come home, like you don't want to be dealing with any conflict. You just want to enjoy your family, relax, and just rejuvenate. Like I don't know about you guys, man, but I only have so much energy. I'm like a video game character. I have 5 bars of energy, and when I get down to 1 bar of energy, that's it. I'm pretty much done for the day, and I try to like stay up as long as I can, answering questions online as well. Let's see. Forge FM says backwood cigars come in good flavors. You can get them here about $5 a pack where I live. I gotta go where you live, Forged man, for live and see what as well. So what's that called? Backwoods cigars. Yeah, I want some with a bit of flavor, like not like the weirdo vape things, like, but that kind of I don't know. I have this kind of flavor in my mind of how it should taste or something like that. And I want to find that is like I have this kind of premonition that of this particular type of smoke or cigar flavor. But when I find it, I know it's like I feel like I have a cause or something like that. But anyway, that's just my obsessions kicking in when I get into things. Derek Murphy says, I remember those days. Now it was a 3-day hangover. Yes, now it's a 3-day hangover. I know that that kind of feeling as well. Question is the color difference between the handle and the stick due to the bark. Is there a different type of finish you use? Either way, it's brilliant to watch the process. It's actually find it very therapeutic. Yeah, like I should make more videos and stuff, but like I kind of prioritize getting the sticks made and customers and customer service and the business over the content side. So sometimes I just put out very quick content that I make, and I'm just trying to be as consistent as possible. Like there's only so many hours in the day, but yeah, there's different types of finish. Like any like what I find is once you add like a kind of gloss finish, it kind of just pops all the colors, and just kind of sand the bark a bit and just try to find like interesting colors variations, and just kind of like take your time doing it. Sometimes if you use like bell sanders too much on the handles and stuff, which is like if you just want to kind of turn a few of these not turn, but just you sand them quickly, they can be a bit fast. But for the walking sticks, you want to kind of just take your time sanding and just kind of like find interesting features on the stick. If you can bring out an interesting feature or an interesting color or something like that, the stick sells better. It just adds as well. He says, Frank, how's the form? Ron Morrison says, love your work. I love you guys in the community. I love all the praise as well. So I do appreciate that. Um, let's see now. We have John, the haircut. Yeah, I did cut my hair. I did it myself in the bathroom. I just had my COVID type of razor back when. Do you remember the times when it was illegal to get your hair cut in a hairdresser's? Jesus, man, those COVID days were so embarrassing for everyone. I just thought, anyway. Don't get me started on that. I'm just still angry about it. Haircut, yeah. Robusto, Francis Knight says Robusto. Let me write that one down. I've got to be searching these tonight. Robusto. I'm just going to get all of these I can. I'm just going to search them online, and I want the flavor, man. I just don't want that really like a cigarette. I don't like the cigarette flavor. Like I want kind of some kind of like a oak or something, kind of like a manly flavor or something like that. And that kind of leather type of flavor or something. I don't know how even how to describe it. Have you ever put a shillelagh to work, dog or robber? Twice, I suppose. Well, let's see now. With dogs, I've done it many times. Like, it's sometimes when you're walking your dog, it's actually quite good to have a stick with you, because if another dog like tries to, of course, tries to, come and attack you, it's good to have a stick or something like that. So usually, with dogs, it's quite handy. But I did have to use it twice in my shop here. I had a drunk guy came in one day and he seemed to be very aggressive, and I just had to just encourage him to relax with a stick. And actually, with there was also an apartment over here one day, and thank you, Lou. I see you from Italy on TikTok. Sorry, I'm looking at four screens now, so it's hard. So Lou is a very famous cosplayer from Italy who is has her own TikTok channel. You should check it out as well. And it's called Dab Issues. We have Codex C. Very much love McCaffrey. Let's go. Appreciate that, Codex, my man. I saw you do a face reveal too. That was pretty good. And Codex C is also a great guy out of Dublin. He has a great community that he has built on TikTok. So it's Codec C. If you guys are ever interested in seeing, this very kind of articulate, artistic type of guy, former DJ as well. And he just kind of, he incorporates this kind of spoken word into his art, and he's very talkative. And if you just want something to watch and relax, he's definitely a channel that I recommend you check out on TikTok. Really nice guy as well. Yeah, next time in Dublin, man, must hang out or something like that. Probably I'm pretty flat out for the next while, but like during the summer after about July, I might start to enjoy life a bit more. Because of all the things I've been through in the last year, I've decided I'm going to enjoy my life a bit. I'm going to go to more gigs and events, and stop being a hermit and try to network and meet people a bit more. Yeah, that's one of the things that I did do. So I appreciate that. He sent me a heart. Very good, Kodak Baban. That's good. So I do appreciate that as well. Jim says, "Bring on the stick models." I have the model pictures, man. It's usually when I bring out the model pictures, I get like so much stress and so much sales. So it's kind of like that. But I will do it again. Lou also sent me a heart. Appreciate that as well. And as I said, look, Lou is a great person on TikTok. Very positive type of channel. Her personality is just entertaining. She just has this kind of energy about her, and she does her kind of cosplay. So that's pretty good. Let's see now. On Instagram, I have Pew Rickson says, "Do you have a shop in Dublin?" Usually I don't have. Oh, thanks for the gift as well. So Lou sent me a gift on TikTok as well. Thank you very much. You are a superstar in the making. I told you before, you keep at this, you're going to do pretty well. Like you've got that personality, and you're good at building communities. Kodak is another guy. He builds communities. This idea of building a community online is so essential. Sorry, do you have a shop in Dublin? No, I have a shop here. This is my retail store in Killorglin, County Kerry. I do ship to Dublin as well, and to different places. Let me put a few of these here, just kind of out of the way for a second. But yeah, I do have a retail store, and it's okay. My dad says ears lowered as well, so he's saying my ears seem lower. Okay, maybe it's just the camera had it. Thing. Hi, Francis. Hope you're well. Says Land Bright. So I do appreciate that as well. And yeah, so I do all of my sales direct here from my store in Killorglin and County Kerry, and I have the whole world as my target market. Anyone who needs a walking aid or stick, and there is a big interest and a big surge in handmade products, natural made products, in products with a story, people who are authentic and who just don't come across as snakeskin oilsmen or things like that. I think it's very important to be honest when you are online and when you are doing these live streams, because people seem to connect with you when you just kind of act yourself and you just kind of you give your honest feelings and opinions, and I put a lot of that into my stick. There's a lot of emotion that goes into stick making. There's a lot of things as well that can be it's literally like it's very boring work for a lot of people. As I said before, you might have to wait 2 to 3 years to make a stick. um if you have doing it for years, you always have that kind of like constant flow of sticks coming through each year. It's a very solitary job to be a stick maker. You have to spend a lot of time alone in the middle of your shed or something like that. Some days I could be sanding wood for 5 to 6 hours. Some days I'm watching paint dry, like literally watching paint dry. But there is, if you are diligent, you've built a community and you have branding. And over the past 10 years, I have a very good distribution network. I have a lot of customers. I do connect and chat to my customers regularly. I do loads of things. People who know me, they know I'm very talkative and different things, even though sometimes I'm a bit recluse. But like once you get me going on a topic, I keep talking. Um, let's see now. Derek Murphy, very interesting. Thanks. Ben Martin, the acid bomb is infused with flavor oil from Dew Estates. Good tobacco, and the flavor is a great beginner cigar as well. And I am a beginner, Ben, so I will check out that cigar. Thanks for the tip as well. Great from John, picking my teams for fantasy football. Good. Cohiba Rusta Oak Taste, you like it as well. Yeah, I got to see which one I got. I got one Cohiba, and I just didn't like it. I got a short one, and it was I don't know, I wasn't sure about it. I need to do more research into it as well. Flora and Mycena says hi as well. Thank you. I'm very good, Flora. How are things with you? I haven't really had a chance to really have a look into your channel on TikTok. But I know you do a lot of crafts as well, and it is the mushroom lamps or something like that, I think. But yeah, I have to like actually go into your channel and have a proper look and sit down. Usually I just kind of like I go on to TikTok, I try to join a few streams, and I talk in a few streams, create awareness for myself. But I've met you over on the Codex stream as well. And yeah, it's like I really thank you for promoting and sharing my stream, and you've always been very kind in your comments as well. And yeah, you're the type of follower that everyone would like. And I think you have a lot of respect for other craftspeople as one yourself, that you understand the struggle, you understand the creative element of being involved in the crafts person. It's not easy, and you need sometimes just kind of see people around you and people doing well to give you that encouragement and motivation, and that kind of positivity as well. And you need a lot of motivation to be consistent in being a craftsperson. And the thing about like being successful, like get making money with crafts and different things, is that it's very important to be really consistent. Like it's like if you put out 2 or 3 videos a day, you're making 2 or 3 products a day, and you're just constantly moving forward and always doing something, and you're just consistent. If you really focus on just doing the task consistently each day, you literally, it's a slow graph, but you kind of grow and grow and grow. And she says, I'm good. Thank you. Very busy. I'm getting ready for market this weekend. Yes, I saw you're posting at the market and you have these lovely lamps and stuff. I must have a look at that as well. Yeah, maybe I'll if you ship to Ireland, I'll buy one of your lamps. Because actually I do need a lamp in my workshop, and the one just blew up last week, and my dad freaked out. I had this lamp and it just, I don't know, man, what happened? It exploded. But that's another story. And let me catch up on where was I with the comments. Let's see now. Let's see. Sorry, guys. I'm just trying to keep up on all the comments here as well. Wait, which ones did I miss? Okay. Rodney says encourage him to relax. That way you phrase that as well. Thank you. I appreciate that. Steve says, as a young lad, I always had wood bat mounted on my bike for dogs that chase me as well. Yeah, look, every young man out there. I don't know about girls, but young guys, always have stick memories from their childhood. And it's so weird. Like everyone has this connection of this like stick they found on the beach or something like that, and they have always that memory of their mom giving out to them about bringing that dirty stick into the house and washing their hands afterwards. Let's see. Oh yeah, I have a week with. Sorry, I have a week with no inspiration as well. My lights have LEDs, so they are also for atmosphere. Atmosphere is important because like atmosphere smells. It puts you in positive humor. When I'm happier, like it's really weird. Like when I'm angry or when I'm really happy, I work pretty well. When I'm kind of like okay and stuff, like sometimes you need that kind of rocket fuel that comes with being like really happy, or like sometimes I'll look at really positive comments to motivate me, or sometimes like someone will just say something nice to you online, and you just feel good, and you just go, yeah, you've made my day. And sometimes I will get like a message from like today I got like three messages, and they really put me into good form. They were just like, got my stick, Francis. It means so much to me. Thank you so much. I respect your craft. And like, I'll always respond to positive messages. I give way more attention to the positive guys than the people that are posting the nonsense. Um, I still bring a sticky home like my dog, and love taking dogs out into the forest as well. Yeah, there's just like when you're out in the forest and you're out, there's like guys, if you live in a city, just the minute you get out of the city and into like a forest or walking around in nature, it's just like feels good, man. There's some vibration, there's some connection, there's some magic out there. If you're a religious person, if you're not a religious person, you cannot deny that there's definitely some connection with nature and with being out, and you just get this like it's like a force or a feeling as well. I know a lot of you guys understand that. Kelly says absolutely, and Kelly, I hope you're recovering from your surgery, man. You had that big thing that you were going through as well that you told me about in Messenger. I hope you're making a full recovery now and you're in great health as well. And obviously, if you're joining the stream, you're on the recovery as well. Timothy, yeah, you missed out that big hammer, man. Don't worry, Tim. Did you see the ones I just put up on the site? I put a big hammer up. I put another one. Go to my website now and look on the first page. There's a one that's like wood stained, and there's a big hammer. So I think 38 and a half inch. I just put one up like about 10 minutes before the stream. So hopefully that would be kind of useful as well to you. So let's see now. I'll go over to Facebook here. Guys, I'm just kind of streaming on 4 or 5 platforms. So if I see a bit kind of spaced out for a second or two, I'm trying to, I'm just trying to see if I can do these four streams at once. And like, there's not a lot of people. There's like 7 on TikTok. There's a handful on Instagram, and there's about 30 people watching me over on TikTok and stuff. We've got to Crew Manu, the forearm king as well. Thank you, looking sharp. Appreciate that, my man. But usually when I do these streams, like I'm worn out. I've been working all day, and I'm usually looking pretty rockets. I haven't washed. I'm dirty. I'm full of dust. Like I've dust in my eyes. My face is like red from rushing around as well. So usually, I do appreciate that coming from you as well. And great guy. Check him out on Instagram, the Forearm King, and big IX fan, a guy from Holland or Netherlands, and seems a great guy. Let's see. Anthony says, name a basketball player for an edit. Um, Larry Bird. They're an old school. Larry Bird. So there's an old Boston Celtic Irish connection basketball player. So Larry Bird, if you want an old one as well. Okay, he's Kelly says, does anyone in Dingle carry your sticks? Not like I don't give my sticks to shops to resell because like usually my business model is direct to consumers. Anthony says, by the way, thanks, bro. There, bro, fist bump. But I'm actually not a big fan of basketball. I've never really got into it. I did play it a lot up until I was like 13 years old. But like I'm tiny, man. I'm not like one of these lanky lads. Is there alarm going off? There is. That's why I was looking over. sounds like it's probably the building two doors down, the toy shop. Yeah, there's definitely an alarm going off outside as well. But don't worry, I'm fine as well. And Kelly's asking if anyone sells them in Dingle. Not really. Are you selling them jerseys? Usually like I have them in my shop. Like mostly like I sell like walking sticks and things online. You see, like selling jerseys and t-shirts online, like the shipping costs, like they don't like I sell them for about €30, €25 in my shop, but like who's going to pay like €30 to ship a €30 shirt? So like I don't really like sell t-shirts and different things online. I have like loads of t-shirt designs. I have a Redbubble store and different things. But yeah, like they're just kind of standard from Lansdowne. They're pretty straightforward type of things. Like but if you're in Clorglen in Ireland, I do have like those things for sale. Yeah, like I have a shop here as well. If well, I'll just show these guys first. So like there's a retail store here that needs to be cleaned up a bit. So here's kind of like a retail store that I kind of need to yeah. So I do need to kind of do so I was just showing these guys over on TikTok, just the shop. But yeah, like I do need to kind of show probably more products and different things. Let's see on YouTube we have Sam. Let's see now. Do you have oh, you have a physical shop? Yeah, I do have a physical shop too. I have this store, and tourists are coming in, and I have to clean up the place. And yeah, I got it. Like it's on my to do list. I've been kind of neglecting the store. I want to paint. I need to clean the windows. I have to do all of these different things. So I have a retail store too. I try to be in here in the mornings when usually like the tourists come as well. So yeah, I do have and then at Dan's Photography says hey. And Dan is there. So thanks very much, Dan, for checking out as well, and thanks for the gift. I appreciate that as well. Always good to meet other people who are doing photography and different things as well. And I must check out your let's see Dan's Photography. I must check him out on TikTok to see like what type of things that he does as well. Let's see. Grant said, "I fitting new life. Did you not see it yet?" I did, of course. That's saying I see it. I've seen a new light down in the basement. Brian McGrath from YouTube from Scotland. It says, "Good evening. Hello to you. Cheers from your repeat customer, Milwaukee, Oregon, USA, Wayne Elliott." Wayne, thank you so much for being a customer of McCaffrey Crafts. I do appreciate that. I appreciate everyone in my community, especially the guys that are repeat business ones as well, because that's what you want. Like if someone comes back and buys for you a second time, a third time, a fourth time, you're doing something right. You feel good because people they like your service, they like your product, and they keep coming back. It's pretty good. Kay says, "Yes, I did. You're back to recovery, back to work already, man. Congratulations! Like that is a speedy recovery, man. You're one tough son of a bee, man. If you're back and your surgery was way more than mine. I just lost a nut, man. You were going through more major surgery than me, but I'm happy to hear that as well. Steve Case is OL or OI. Patty with the Trina Nature Good. Have shared you around. I appreciate that, Rodney, man. You're sound. You're a good lad. You've reached out to me a few times, and I thank you so much for like promoting my business. Without word of mouth and without people talking about me, I wouldn't have a business. So I genuinely do appreciate, that you have shared me and telling people about me, because like it's such a niche thing to do. Like who makes sticks nowadays? Like, I'm a stick maker. I make sticks. Like I make more of the walking aids than these ones as well. I make some of these type of sticks. I have a few of these ones. These I don't do many of these crook handles, but I have a bunch of these hazel ones as well. I have a bunch of these kind of longer sticks as well. Oh, nearly fell in the chair. Don't swing on the chair when you're doing a live stream. Okay. James says, "Do you have a wood collection at different species of wood that grow in Ireland?" I don't really have like a wood collection, but in my woodshed, I have some beech, I have some rowan, I have some holly, I have blackthorn, of course. I have some ash. I have oak, and I think that's pretty much it. I think that's what all the woods that I have in my shed at the moment. Let's see. Forge Lefembres. I just finished smoking a super budget cigarilla, Dutch brand called Honey Fusion Flavor for $2, two cigars. Very good. and I buy them again. Yeah, like I do like the idea of like sipping some brandy and having a cigar. You know, when you work with dust all the time, and no matter what masks you wear and different things, you always have that kind of scratchy feeling in your throat after a week. And like sometimes like having like a little brandy or something like that, especially in wintertime, like when it's really cold, it just actually feels pretty good to have something like that as well. Let's see. Kelly says, I totally understand that, appreciate that. Let's see now. Crew the forum Kim says, I just learned today the greatest of all time, Muhammad Ali, was 1-8 Irish. Yes, he came to Ireland. If you look online, Muhammad Ali in Ireland, there's a picture of him with a shillelagh. It's like a T-shaped shillelagh he was presented with. So yeah, like it used to be a thing in Ireland where they would give the gift of a shillelagh to foreign visitors who would come. It was like a very kind of it was a very nice thing to do, and you know, the government has abandoned it. Surprise, surprise. Don't want to be associated with sticks and stuff like that. We don't want the reputation of Irish people to be the stereotype of them holding sticks and stuff like that. But like, you know, stick making is something that is synonymous with Ireland. It's part of the heritage. It's a heritage product of Ireland. And as soon as everyone hates their government, and I'm no different as well, Fine Gael and Fianna Fáil are in power in Ireland, and they should not be. The you know Anyway, politics is always an emotive topic as well. Flora and Mycena says, I'm off now. No, no, it's fine. Thanks very much for joining. It was great catching you live. Have a good evening, everyone. Yeah, I plan to do like way more of these as well, but like usually I'm just busy with sales, and I'm ending up spending most of my day just packing orders and shipping them and dealing with the courier companies is quite time consuming part of my day. So I do hope that I can, get in. I have so many good content ideas as well. I want to introduce more comedy to my channel. I want to do like it's very hard to find people who will edit videos and stuff, and like I just don't have the time, as I was saying, because I have to like sometimes I'll sit down and I'm looking at some tutorials about how to make really flashy, nice videos and video edits, and then I get a message, then I get a phone call, then I get some guys like, "Where's my steak? It's not arrived." Then I have to check the tracking and go back and forth, and then before I know it, it's 2 or 3 or 4 a.m. and I have to sleep, and then the next day. So, but it's a good complaint to have that I do have a lot of sales at the moment. I'm up 41% on my sales from January to April of this year. So I'm really, really happy. So compared to last year, I'm actually up 41% of my sales. And that is through a lot of connecting with you guys and marketing. Let's see, you could always use like a CapCut template as well. Yes. I do use them all the time. The CapCut templates are pretty fine. You just drop your pictures in and do them as well. But I've been watching these kind of videos on Instagram, or these like really kind of fancy little edits and transitions, and they look like pretty cool, like the iPhone like edits and different things. But yeah, as I think, CapCut is my go-to for for templates and for editing. It's pretty good as well. Thanks, Dan, I appreciate that. Let's see now. Sorry, we're okay, James, let me catch up on these messages. I think they've built up over on Facebook. How are we for time? We're doing okay. So would you ever want to make a chair out of blackthorn wood? Chair making is quite time consuming, and there's not a huge market for it, especially online, and to ship it is issue. They shipped it in parts. But never say never. Look, for me, this is my full-time job, so usually I kind of focus on the products that sell, that there's a market for, that people are asking me for. And it's like, it's not really like, as again, a lot of people do stick making, and it's for a hobby and for different things, and for me this is like a living, and what I do to survive. Hello to Aaron, as always. Have you been to see the capybaras again? No. We went to I've promised my youngest lad a capybara, someday, and he's holding me to it. So that's going to be difficult to buy. They're about 5,000 euro to get one. Let's see. Love Mama Mary Mystery says, have you heard about the rock of Lajas? The sacred rock reveals Mama Mary and Jesus's real image as well. I know in Ireland, was it in the 80s, you had the Ballyspittle statue story in Cork City, where like the whole country in the news and everything. Like there was like a report that like a statue came to life and was moving, and it was in County Cork, and it was like huge news at the time. It was like something I remember from my childhood a lot, about like the moving statue, that like there were some two girls and they were like watching this statue of Mary, I think, and the statue came alive or something like that as well. Um, Let's see now. Dan says I've seen capybara breeders selling them for 500 euro as well. Yeah, like I was looking to buy one in Asia because like I have a property in Asia, and I was thinking it was easier to keep it in Asia because I can build, the like the pond area and different things, and I go back and forth to Asia regularly as well. Because I think my son wants to go to college there, and I'm going to get him to take over a few things over my Asian operations too. I have cafe and restaurant business and 8 apartments over there that I do. On Facebook is still expensive as well. I didn't see any capybaras like in Ireland and stuff, but like I've only like seen them like when I was trying to buy them over in Asia, and they were seen as more of a kind of like different things. But I haven't done a lot of things. But I must check them as well. We're like there's Facebook breeders selling them for 500 euro. So I have to check that out as well. Let's see now. On Facebook, it's still expensive. It is like, for what you get from it as well. I remember when I got a pug dog, it was 550 euro, and that I thought it was a bit pricey at the time. Let's see. I have some Osage Orange and Redbud and Koa as well, Jim Coleman. So that's very good. You're finding some wood, man. I'm happy that you are starting to build up your wood collection. And we hate all the governments at the moment. Yes, we do. They are a bane in our lives. They don't add any value to us on an individual level, really. Well, it's debatable. Some people could. Let's see. The Rock of San Lassus image is free on Google as well. I appreciate that advice as well. I must check that out after the stream. Let's see now. Rodney Cox. A person should always have pride in where they come from. Yes, Rodney, that is something that I believe in too, and it seems that like in America, that's like a bit of a polarizing topic about having pride in where you come from, because people think if you're very nationalistic, that you're right wing and you're an extremist. But for me, I think that you should always like have a connection to the place you're from, and always like have respect for the heritage and different things. So I think that's kind of like nice to have this as well. And I don't think there's anything wrong with, loving your country and loving your heritage. And you know, it's one of those things that is divisive in that modern times. Back to work for me. Good health to you. Thanks, Jim. Ben Martin says, I really like your videos. Thank you for sharing your knowledge. I have a few sticks and staffs, and next time are probably a few months away. I'm going to show some of them. Appreciate that. Paddy P, 41% is amazing. Yeah, my sales are doing pretty well at the moment. Let's see. Mary Ministry says, I have a lot of bog oak. Is that expensive? Yes. Um, Bog oak is an expensive wood. It is quite valuable as well. So yeah, like it's definitely an expensive wood. Many people love bog oak because it's 5,000 years old. It's very, very old. Like when you have a piece of bog oak and it's really black, and sometimes there's like bogdale and bog oak, and people get a little bit mixed up between the two. But yeah, like there's a huge demand for old bog oak, especially if there's a story around it and people have great connections to it. James says, I want to make a chair out of sweet birch. So yeah, that I think that is something good to do. Let me just make sure that I've caught up all the messages here. Um, Okay, Frank says, Ballinspittle, the moving statues. Yes, that was the story that I was telling you there earlier, that in the 80s, it was Ballinspittle, the moving statues, and it made national news, and it was like a big, big deal in Ireland. There was a time in Ireland, like in the 80s in particular, where, you know, whenever something happened, like there was only there was only one TV station, I think it was RTE, and like it was such a huge event, and there was no internet, there was no nothing, and it's like whatever happened on TV, the whole country would be talking about like the next day, or whatever was in the news, or the late TV show on a Friday night or something like that. Let's see. Paddy P said, I just looked up that. Yeah, it was the moving statues. I remember because we were like, I think with Dad, were we in Cork at the time? Because like I remember as a kid, everyone was like having a meltdown that like there's these statues that come to life. I was like, what? What? A statue that just like comes to life, and I thought that. And like you see, for me, as a kid, I was a big horror fan. I just kind of like, I like Star Wars. I like space. I like horror. I like the idea of the vampires living forever. Because as a kid, like, you're kind of sanitized from the dark side of horror. Like there was like comic books for kids about vampires, and they were always portrayed as like these kind of like cool guys and different things, and they were hungry for blood and all of these different things. But like it was more like a fantasy thing. Like you're just into to it wasn't like you were like obsessed with the occult and different things when you were watching horror and comics and things as a kid. It was more just kind of like just something kind of cool and interesting, just like you'd watch wrestling or anything, these guys fighting each other, or war movies, or different things as well. I suppose that wasn't, never really influenced me in any other way as well. That says, yeah, we were living at Cork at the time. So yeah, I spent most of my childhood in Cork, Cork City. um, and well, I spent 8 years like between, yeah, and I think it was 8 years when I moved from Cork City to the countryside here in Kerry. That was a wild time. When I first moved to when I first moved to Kerry in 1987, um, there was like the kids were all playing with sticks at school, and like I was obsessed with Star Wars in the 80s. I had all my Darth Vader and Stormtroopers and Boba Fett and Jabba the Hutt, Han Solo, Chewbacca. I had all the Star Wars thing. I was like any kid at the time, obsessed with that. I always got obsessed with different things and would know everything about them. And I had I had a really good toy collection. And actually, I sold them all then. I was always quite the entrepreneur. Like I would sell my toys to the other kids at school all the time. Like whenever I would go get money from my Holy Communion, and I would buy loads of toys and then resell them and double my communion money. Or I got all my confirmation money and I bought like toys and transformers and different things, and I just resold them. So like I think kids are a bit different nowadays, man. Like I wasn't your normal kid. I was very much like aware of what money was, and I just saw, like, whenever I got like birthday presents or stuff, I was like, I could double this and do different things. So like I actually would go into school with like my Star Wars toys and sell them for like £2. Like, they used to cost me like about £1 or something like that. And I used to sell them to the kids in Kerry, the country kids who never really seen toys before because there's no toy shops. And I'd sell them for twice the cost. So like yeah, so like even from a young age, kind of I was a bit of an entrepreneur. And my dad was always hustling, and trying to set up McCaffrey units and different things like that, and the accordion boxes, man. Like not like interesting thing to talk about, but like the size of the market, like how many guys play accordions. But my dad was well known for making accordion boxes of all things. Very strange niche market as well. Robert Christensen says, why does a tiny country like Ireland have to take in a load of refugees when Africa's landmass is 3x the size of Europe? Crazy elites making crazy decisions. I think, like, to answer that question, is that they were landlords were giving a big incentive of €800 per refugee they housed. And there was a lot of, like, after COVID happened, a lot of the accommodations and a lot of the holiday homes and a lot of these holiday villages, they were in a lot of financial ruin, and the tourism industry was destroyed. And there was also like a shortage of workers at the time. So, the reasoning that they said that they opened the doors to immigration in Ireland, which I think they've realised now has proven to be a mistake, because the volume that came in was way more than Ireland could deal with. It's caused a lot of social issues at the moment. There's a lot of protests going in around the country as well. So I think that when you offer an incentive to a landlord or a tourism provider who have, 20 rooms and no tourists were coming, there's no people, and they were told you get €800 per month per refugee you can house, it was a huge incentive. And, a lot of people, they went for that. So, yeah, like, usually money is, behind a lot of the motivation to, you know, they always try to sell it as kind of like a noble cause that that people, are doing as well. They're saying, look, we're helping people, we're bringing different things in. But like, when you've been on this planet as long as me, you can kind of see that the true motivation is always money. Like, if you want to be a foster parent in Ireland, you get like €400 per kid you take per week. And a lot of people, they just kind of like, if you bring over Spanish students to Ireland, you get €220 per week. You put 4 or 5 of them in a room for 6 weeks for the summer. So like, there's loads of ways that can do it, but yeah, like it's kind of unfortunate about how they've approached the whole. Like, I know it's one of those kind of controversial topics to talk about, but I always like to take a kind of balanced opinion on it and analyze it, and kind of just understand it myself and go through all the information. Of course, like, not all immigrants are bad, not this, not that. But like, the truth is always kind of in the area of the two extremes, and there's always aspects of both sides that are interesting to take. I do think that Ireland has taken in too many at the moment. I thought it was quite weird, or in Ireland at the moment, the Irish government is trying to export immigrants to the UK that came in through Northern Ireland, and they said we're throwing them all back over to the UK, and the UK is like, no, we're not taking them, and that was in the news this week. But yeah, it's become a big topic to talk about, and everyone has their opinions as well. I think people are just like disappointed after going through the nonsense of COVID. Like, if you were a business person, you were like, your business was destroyed. You had no, like, I was lucky with online sales, and I could like ship around the world and do different things, but like, it was so difficult for businesses. And the real sadness and hurt from the pandemic, of course, so obviously the families that lost like a lot of elderly relatives to it as well. But I think there's a long-term effect financially as well. And if you are a father and you have your family and your kids, and your salary is gone, your business is gone, you're that can cause a lot more damage to society, because as a man, if you're not working and you're out of work, and the issues that happened during COVID, it's caused issues with marriages, with wives, with different things as well. And friction, money causes great stress in the family. The kids can sense that as well. The dad's all depressed, the mom's like giving out about money, there's no work out there. The kids go wild, and it's like a vicious circle. And this is how the fabric of society kind of collapses, and it's kind of unfortunate. My opinion always is more on, I think that family is important in society, and I think that's it depends on any kind of family unit that is, you know, in you got to teach your kids about the real world, and about how to survive, and the realities of it. But you have that kind of sense of community that you have as a family, and that's got kind of I don't know, I think that's the way to go to solve a lot of these kind of social problems, is kind of really focus on creating this type of family unit again. From deadbeat dads to these kind of things that are going on. I'm kind of more critical of the men in society than anyone else. I think that men need to be leaders and need to stop whinging and complaining, and get out and get back to hard work, and understand what it is to make a living, and to be like, your duty as a man is to your family, to provide them, to protect them, to do all of this. um as a guy, you don't need anything other than your family to respect you, to say, look, you've taken care of them and stuff. And I think if more guys have this kind of mindset, that it would probably help in the long term as well. I'll just answer a few more questions. What kind of varnish you use? I use spar varnish on my sticks. It's a bit of a strong smell after curing. Yeah, like some of the fumes of varnishes, you got to be careful of as well. A lot of them can be quite flammable, and a lot of them can take a long drying time. So you just have to kind of like find different brands. And it's so weird with varnishes, because there's a best before date, and they're very susceptible to the temperature in the room, and you have to have them in the right temperature and stuff as well. But like, varnishes varnishes are hard, durable, and that's the advantage of mixing in a vat of varnish with something that if you want to have a strong kind of finish, but like with varnishes. But yeah, they are okay. Turtle Smith says, I'm watching an hour behind. Question: I cut a piece of fresh hazel to make a staff, and let's see now. So I can't accept anyone on TikTok there for the because I'm on just four platforms. I'm streaming on four places at the moment. Let's see now. So I cut a fresh piece of hazel to make a staff. I was informed that it has to be dried carefully and slowly. Advised that using it would be fine. Your thoughts? Hazel is a bit quicker to season because it's like a less dense wood with not as a tight a wood grain. Um, it's just like anything. You do have to season the wood, and it takes a bit of time. You got to wait like about a year, year and a half for hazels. It depends on the piece, but just take your time. Always turtle, and you'll be fine. Turtle is a good name because that's exactly how you have to approach stick making, just like a turtle. Let's see. Old bones creaking says Byron. I know that feeling as well, when you get a bit old. Do you guys like whenever time I get up from a seating position, I always make my eyes stuff as well. Following money and not the heart is let's see, decadence from decadence. God save Ireland as well. Appreciate that as well. Um, like I am a capitalist by nature, and I think there's nothing wrong with the pursuit of money in a more healthy, honest way. I think if you approach like the pursuit of money from the aspect of what you're using it for, and it's going to create a better experience for your family, you can create better memories as well. If one thing I've learned through the last year of what I've dealt through with my own injuries and struggles and different things is that you need to really create these memories, these experiences, and just like treat yourself. Look, I've never tried cigars, man. I'm gonna try a few cigars. I'm gonna try a few different things. I'm gonna travel a few places. I'm gonna try to meet a few more people as well, and have that balance between working your ass off and working really hard, but also in finding things that you really enjoy and really love to do, and then have a balance between your personal time and your personal space, and then things you do with your family as well, and things you do with your friends. And I think one of the important things always is not to kind of prioritize friends over yourself or over your family. I think that you just have to have that balance of creating experiences and going off and do things yourself, going off and doing things with different people. And I think that's a good way to approach it. Okay, guys, I've been kind of chatting now for over an hour. It's time for me to go. Thank you all for joining me on Facebook. Thank you all, of course, on YouTube. To Instagram. Thanks very much for everyone who stayed and watched for the hour, and on TikTok. Thanks very much. All right, guys. Time for me to end this.